And what are we talking about? We're talking about slavery. We're talking about transatlantic slave trades.
The Atlantic slave trade, occurring from the late 15th to the mid-19th century and spanning 3 continents, forcibly brought more than 10 million Africans to the Americas. The impact it would leave affected not only these slaves and their descendants, but the economies and histories of large parts of the world.
Ghana's President Nana Akufo-Addo has been speaking on reparation. So he opened up this debate again on reparation, and he actually put out a tweet. Let me read that tweet to you. So he said, "Reparations for Africa and African diaspora are long overdue. Predictably, the question of reparation becomes a debate only when it comes to Africa and Africans. We believe the call for reparations for Africa are just." So basically what the president of Ghana is saying here is that when it comes to reparation, there are a lot of it's on record that there are various parts of the world that have been through this reparation, especially the financial reparation. Ghana's president argued that Africans should be compensated in a similar way to the victims of other historic atrocities. Native Americans have received and continue to receive reparations. Japanese American families who were incarcerated in internment camps in America during World War II received reparations. Jewish people, 6 million of whom perished in the concentration camps of Hitler Germany, received reparations, including homeland grants and support. And what are we talking about? We're talking about slavery. We're talking about transatlantic slave trade, so which millions of Africans were transported to America, to Caribbean, to Europe, to go and work on plantations and in kind of like a humane condition in many cases. And let's not forget that a lot of them died on the way. Even before they arrived to the destination, a lot of them died on the way. We don't even know the number of how many of them. And this is like the greatest crime to humanity that nobody has ever been prosecuted for. What the president of Ghana is talking about isn't just only the financial reparation. He's also talking about apology, because there has never really been any formal apology that has been issued by Europe or from many of these countries that took part in this slavery. And this is something that happened for over a long period of years, over 400 years. That is, even after slavery was abolished, it was still going on, and it was really something that is really a greater crime to humanity that nobody has ever been prosecuted for. Akufo-Addo compared the lack of reparation paid in Africa to the enormous compensation paid to British, French, and American slave owners when the trade was finally outlawed in those countries. When the British ended slavery, all the owners of enslaved Africans received reparations to the tune of £20 million, the equivalent today of £20 billion. But enslaved Africans themselves did not receive a penny. Likewise, in the United States, owners of slaves received $300 for every slave they owned. The slaves themselves received nothing. Indeed, in the case of Haiti, the country had to pay reparations amounting to $21 billion to French slaveholders in 1825 for the victory of the Great Haitian Revolution, the first in the Americas and the Caribbean, which freed the slaves. It is time for Africa, 20 million of whose sons and daughters had their freedoms curtailed and sold into slavery, also to receive reparations.